Okay, hello. Just wanted to say hi this morning. I wanted to show my loaded envelope swap that I'm participating in. This is how I want to wrap it. I just kind of want to jump right in because there's a lot in it and I want to kind of keep it going. So I just wanted to show, it will be neater when I'm done. I just didn't want to tape it or anything until I shot the video because I wanted to show everything. And I may not go with this gold color for the tissue paper. I may use maybe a cream color I think would be nice. But just to jump right in, I made a real quick clothespin. Just some mulberry paper flowers, a little bit of bling, and I painted it like this creamy eggshell color. And I was using that to hold on this trim, which I really like this trim for wrapping, but I've had a hard time figuring out how to do it for an actual project. I put a little bit on here, but I don't know, it's not the best. But I just kind of wrap it around the ends a few times. So yeah, it just unwraps, and hopefully somebody else can figure out how to use it well. I mean, I do like it for the wrapping part, but beyond that I have a hard time with it, so I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I figure it's a good way to give an extra goodie, and hopefully somebody else can figure it out. So I just want to get right into it. I'm just going to unwrap it real quick. And then I will show my loaded envelope. So I've seen the ones, I've actually seen these ones on Pinterest, and I really like the way these envelopes come out with the, that actually are envelope shaped. Those were the ones I think I was drawn to the most on Pinterest. I just like the way they looked. I don't mind the other ones, I think they're nice, but this just called to me personally. So let's get into what I did. I just did a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I used my envelope punch, and of course it's not really designed for a 12 by 12 piece of paper, so it's pretty basic to do. You just punch at 6 and score down the envelope line, and I also used the gusset line to give it a little gusset on the sides. And this is how I decorated the front. I did this little envelope, some flowers, and in the envelope here, I did put this little, so it's a kind of a cute little saying. I don't want to read it per se, but it's a nice little saying. It's actually from a movie, and kind of a weird, disturbing movie, but that part of it, this letter that was in the movie, was kind of cool, so I really always liked that, and it kind of stuck with me, and I said, that's what I want to do. I went and looked it up on the internet, took out the part I wanted, and copy, paste, print, there you go. The other thing I did was one of these cute little, I do know what it is called. It would be a plastic spoon, which I altered, and I just did real simple, real quick, just some pearl trim. I just glued it on, little lace bow, mulberry flowers, top, bottom. I did punch a hole in it, which was kind of interesting. It worked. Then I just attached it up here onto the envelope so that it filled in that spot, because that side was kind of empty. I just did a little flower cluster with some beads, little blings, some leaves, real simple. Just some hot glue and some store-bought flowers. This is where I used the leaves. It came out okay. And I just put a little mulberry flower and silver key. I like those keys. A little black bow, some more bling, some more lace. Just kind of went crazy on the lace. Did some lace up here, bling trim. Then on the top here, did a piece of bling. One of these corner caps, some more lace, more bling. Now on the back, what I did was, since it was an envelope, I wanted to make it look like an envelope. So I just used my heart die, made up some cutesy little fake addresses, put the date of the swap. There we go. Having problems focusing a little here today, but that's alright. And then I also did a little stamp. Now we're going to get into the good part, which is all the good stuff. So what I'll do is I'll probably just push this back and start pulling it out one by one. So one of the first things I did was I made this little charm for these cute little Fisker shears. I got them clearance, I think 97 cents, then 20% off total purchase. So they were pretty inexpensive. I bought out what they had, and that was my plan was, well, of course I kept one of each for myself, and then I decided that I would go back, bought out everything they had in these, and decided to give them out as a swap. But I just put this little charm on there, just a real quick charm out of scrap paper. One of the punches that I had, a little heart-shaped punch. One of the ones I also got clearance because I bought out pretty much whatever they had going. And I just tied it on with a little bow just to give it a little something. Oh, today's going to be the kitty show. She just wants to be a part of everything. I know, Munchkin, but now's not the time. Mommy loves you, but now's not the time. Hope you guys like cats because she will probably be in most of these videos. Second thing I made was I just did some die cut pillow boxes. I had the dies. I just picked out, I actually went after, let's see what paper, I don't know the names of them, but just some paper packs, those 4.5 by 5s or whatever they are. And the die fit perfectly on there. I cut both pieces. I did put them together, so all they have to do is be folded down. And I think I did 3 of those. Real simple, real quick. Matches the paper pack that I initially started with. Just put them in a clear plastic envelope. Simple bag topper, nothing nuts. I just wanted to keep it quick, keep it easy. Then these were more die cuts. Oh, you know what these ones are? Yeah, because I almost forgot myself. You don't, because you're waiting for me to tell you. So I think I did like 7 of these, and I used some metallic paper, but again, I still use those 4x5 paper packs. The die fit perfectly on there. I did have to fold over the flaps, but it's these envelopes here. So that's what they actually are. I really like this envelope. They come out really cute. I like the shape of it. And it's a decent size. Not huge, but not teeny tiny. But to fit them in the plastic bag envelope, I had to fold in all these little flaps. But that was no big deal to do. And then I just used some of those 97 cents, the shears that I got. I think it might even be the pattern that I'm giving. I think I did that on purpose. So that's that. What's this? Oh, these. This is actually one of those candle tarts. You just put it in one of those melters, either electric or with the tea light underneath. They are real Yankee Candle. I got them from Kohl's. I work there, and so when I knew the clearance was coming up, I as soon as I knew they were done marking them, I ran over, scapped them up. They were 99 cents. Then I got my employee discount. I don't know. Oh, actually, well, some of them I bought 99 cents that were clearance, yes. The other ones I bought, I don't remember. I think the blue ones were clearance. Then I bought another cent because I had like $20 in Kohl's cash. So I literally bought like 21. Oh no, or 17 or 18. And I think I paid 36 cents for 21 out of my pocket. And I just used my Kohl's cash. So I thought those would be nice little goodies. I just hope the temperatures stay kind of down. Now what I did do just in case is I did package it in these plastic, and I made sure I really folded it up so that if it did melt, it's not going to leak all over because the opening is like way up here. So even if it were to melt in there, it's not coming out of that bag. That whole bag would have to melt, and that's hot if that's happening. So, yeah, I just used my little die cut bow. I love these little die cut bows. One of my best purchases. I use them constantly. And we did recently get these little bag toppers die cuts. So, the dies to cut our own. So, I was pretty happy with that. Now, this next one, oh, stick pins. It's like opening a present because I don't even remember everything that's in it now. I've never made stick pins before. Now, these ones are a little short because they are just regular pins, but I did order some nice long, like, real deal, like, stick pins that can go into a hat or onto a blazer or even onto a winter coat or really any, I don't know, a pocketbook, whatever you want to do it on. And I just made this, like, little holder. I just kind of figured it out real quick, folded it over, slapped a doily, a thing, and then I was able to just poke through the pins. And then we just used the real cheapy rubbery earring backs. We had a whole package of those just to keep them on and keep everybody safe. But I thought these were pretty. These beads, actually, well, the bead caps I got on Amazon, but the beads, I got those at Joann's. They were clearance. They came in like these little plastic tubs. And I had the bead caps, but never had the right beads, so it never looked right. So this is the first time they actually looked right, so I wanted to use them. I didn't go crazy. It was the first time I'd actually made them, but I think they came out cute. And they can definitely be used for embellishment. I might do something else with this, but this is just, it's a really cool feather plastic Amazon. But they're actually gel pens, which you do have to take the little white cap off of there, but it works really well. It's like one of my favorite pens. I think I got 16 for $8. 16 for 8.50 cents a pen. Yeah, I guess that's about right. And I love them. I use them. I use them as my like daily writer all the time. Love these pens. They don't smear. They're gel. They dry. They work great. They are nice and smooth. And it's like this really ultra fine. I could take that cap off. But they're these really ultra fine tips that I like. So you really get a nice, fine tip. Love it. Black ink. So it can be used on documents. Anyway, I did do a wand. I was kind of like, should I really do a wand? But I wanted the height, and I said, you know, I know everybody puts them in the loaded envelope, but I figure I did so much other different things. I might finish off the back, try to do something back there just to hide that. I do have a little finishing up to do. But yeah, again, very simple, just 2 rosettes, big, small, teeny tiny silver bow, die cut. Little ribbon, little beads, gold straw. That's all. Nothing nuts. I use my border punch for that, and I think I used the shears, the same that I'm gifting on this. Okay, what's next? Oh, these I love. I will tell you a little backstory on these bags, though. So, I wanted to make a bag. This is all right, let me get into what it is. It's the My Happy Mail tracker. So, I wanted to make a bag to fit these pretty closely. I didn't want to use a bag that was too big. It just always looks kind of shoddy when they're too big. So, I wanted to use my Fuelist tool to seal the edge. Well, I don't know if it's defective or what. It's the We Are Memory Keepers one. Not trying to trash them. Really not. But I hate that thing. Hate it. I cannot. It just doesn't seem to get hot enough. It would not melt the plastic. So you know when you get frustrated and you get a little ticked off, and ticked off is not even the word I want to use, but I'm trying to keep it tame. I actually got really ticked off and said, you know what? Okay, well, you know when you get ticked off and you can't get something to work right, or you don't feel like it's working, so then you go into overkill mode and you go and you grab like the most harsh thing ever. So I actually went into my drawer of tools and got out my soldering iron, because that sucker gets hot. So all I did though was I only let it heat up for about a minute, if that. I used my long metal ruler and just real quick went down it. I put a piece of cardboard underneath to not damage any of my surfaces, and I just went down it real fast. It cut it apart, plus sealed both sides. It sealed it right on along the edge. I mean, it was perfect. I don't necessarily recommend doing it. I don't want anybody to burn themselves, burn down their houses, burn down their craft room, and then get mad at me. So I don't necessarily recommend it, but that is what I did. But it's definitely going to be a don't try this at home deal. So I made the Happy Mail tracker, decorated it just with this cute little thing. I might put a little bit of stickles or something on there. But basically those were printouts that I got from the Cutting Cafe. I think they were $1.50, and you got 3 different pages, plus you got a page that said like Happy Mail, and it was like different fonts and different sizes and things. So that was kind of cool for $1.50, instant downloads. It was worth it, and you get to keep it forever. And I could download it to my phone, because y'all know I don't use my computer, so I just was able to download it to my phone, print it. They came out the right size, because they give it to you in a JPEG and a PDF. So the PDF was perfect for my phone. It printed them out just the right size. And I just basically stapled them in, and then just covered my staples with some trim so that you wouldn't see my staples on the outside. The inside I wasn't worried about too much, because it's the front of the staple I don't mind. But that gnarly back, I didn't like that. But yeah, I just put some of those in there. So this is Happy Mail Received, so you can say who it was from, what you got, and maybe a little note and how much you loved it. Just kind of give a little backstory. This is for stuff going out, so that at least you know the name. I don't know why it says reason, but I would probably write the name of the swap that I'm doing there, and then basically what you sent and when you mailed it. I might even write the date of when I mailed it and check that it was mailed. And I just thought it was a nice little organizer for everybody. So these are definitely going to get made quite a bit. So I just did a quick little gusseted book. Nothing crazy. And this one was kind of cool too. This is also a part of that printout. And I think they're like SVG. But I think if you just type in the search bar like planner add-ons or something, I think all these come up. And there was different ones. There was the Happy Mail. There's like a bucket list one I think we got. And then we got the Christmas planner because I know we're doing the Christmas in July's in other groups. So I'm going to send out Christmas planners too. But this one I just did, I used some chipboard. And now my chipboard is a little thicker than cereal box or, you know, that kind of thing. That kind of packaging. I actually use the tops to shoe boxes. Now, I have an everlasting supply. I work, like I said, I work for Kohl's, and I work in the shoe department, and when we put the clearance out, we take the tops off all the boxes. Some of it's chipboard, some of it's corrugated cardboard, so when we have clearance, I will actually bring a bunch of the lids home, and we have some nice chipboard, because what, like I said, what's nice is it's thicker than cereal box, but not as thick as medium, so it's right in that sweet spot, so you get a nice backer for things and covers without having, you know, it too thick. And what I did was I used this clip to hold it on so that it could be replaced when it was run out of. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's what I made. It's what's going out. I may add a little bit of washi tape samples and maybe some bling samples into it. So it's not quite done, but that's the main stuff. So alright, I guess I'm going to put this back together and think about what I'm going to add on to it and get it sent out. So thank you so much for watching.